Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected.
Keeping track of bookings, messages, and financials can be a major headache. That's where a property management system comes in. OwnerRez is internationally recognized as a leader in the vacation rental industry for channel.
What's up, Monty? Feel like I just saw you guys, or at least you. Deja vu. Oh, Shocula, it's just I was just watching a live stream with Blood Force Mitch, and he kind of got done with his drawing and was kind of like, "Yeah, I don't have anything else to draw." And I was like, "Well, I was going to live stream when you were done." And he was kind of like, "Yeah," I was kind of giving him an excuse to be done. He's like, "Ah, I'm done anyway." So, you know, he called it a day. So I'm just joking with him. Tim, what's up? Yeah, hey Sheldon, you couldn't get reception there for a bit? Well, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, it's not even evening for me. It's 3 o'clock. I normally don't do these things this early, so I know it kind of throws people off. Montoya's watching you and Mitch always inspires. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I like watching Mitch's stuff because he's so damn good. Son of a bitch that he is. He wasn't digging that drawing you just did, quite as much as he was kind of hoping, but I thought it looked pretty dang good, honestly. So, but I get what he's saying. Maziao Maza, I'm just drawing a comic page. Yeah, Montoya, we are our toughest critics. That's very true. Well, thanks, Dylan Lopez. Yeah, I'm certain he's not watching. That would be funny, though. Damie, have you asked me to add sexy ninja chick with mohawk? Because that's not impossible. Some of Rob's guys forward him clips. You feel he's seeing some of my content. I mean, who knows? I kind of doubt it, but Addie, you read 25 pages of your Phantom of the Opera. Is it good? Or is it kind of a tough read? Some of those old novels can be kind of tough to get through. Oh, you've been digging it? Okay, there you go. You're hyper fixating. Sexy ninja chick with a mohawk. Addie, it's 3 o'clock where I'm at. I'm just drawing pages. Don, you just finished the 30. Everyone's live streaming today. Supposed to be doing a live with Chuck and my boy Ginger Bear, but Ginger Bear has the setup to put us all on together, and his internet went out, so he couldn't do it. So I was watching Mitch for a while, and then now I'm just doing my own thing. Sheldon, yeah, dude, I did that yesterday. I'm kind of in the process of working on the editing, but it went really good, dude. We got like 2 hours of video for to put up. Really nice guy, fun content. He showed original pages. He has an original Michael Turner still in his possession that we show off right at the end. Dude, it was awesome. I just have to do a little editing on it, cut some stuff out, and then just process it and upload it. It might be tomorrow, but if not tomorrow, then Tuesday. But it is 2 hours long. So, and it is mostly like artist type discussion, tools of the trade and stuff like that. And so creators like us should get a lot of enjoyment out of it. Yeah, Addie, I know you love the John Williams. So do I. I will definitely cut that part out. Welcome to Gerardo. What in the autocorrect? I kind of want to go to Gerardo Park. Gerardo. People are like, I don't know. What's the attraction in Gerardo Park? They're like, I don't know. It's a bunch of broken down vehicles.
Particularly when you go overseas and see loved ones that you haven't seen for a very long time.
There you go, Gerard Butler. People would go to Gerard Butler Park. Addie, the 2004 one. Are you talking about the 2004 movie adaptation of the Andrew Lloyd Webber play? I enjoyed the play a lot, but I did not like the movie because I personally thought Gerard Butler was horribly miscast as the Phantom. I like him, but I did not like him in that. I'm like, this is just not him. Talking about the guy, who's the guy that did the Michael Crawford? Banderas did a stage version. I didn't know that. It's another odd choice. I like Banderas a lot, don't get me wrong. Puss in Boots. That's, yeah, I remember he did that. And I've said before, I can't hear Puss in Boots because I think about my kids, my youngest boy, and he'd call it Kitty Boots. He's like, Daddy, I watch Kitty Boots. I'm like, absolutely, we can watch Kitty Boots. It was the sweetest thing ever. Rad, yes, Desperado, one of my favorite movies. That thing came out of nowhere for me, and when I saw it, I'm like, all right, this is one of the coolest movies and one of the coolest directors ever. And unfortunately, he only ever did one other thing that was really, really awesome. That was From Dusk Till Dawn, and everything else has been kind of like watered down versions of anything. The dude lost his balls. Talking about Robert Rodriguez. No, he did Sin City. Sin City was good. Speaking of, I'm listening to the soundtrack to that in the background. But yeah, his Spy Kid shit. I mean, it's meant for kids. That's fine. But just Robert Rodriguez was a badass, and he fell off. Sheldon, I didn't like Once Upon a Time in Mexico, and boy, did I want to. Being a sequel to Desperado, I've only ever seen it that one time in the theater, and I was pissed. I'm like, that sucked for me. I did not like it at all. It just had none of the energy and the vibe that Desperado did, and I was severely disappointed. Shell, yes, Planet Terror. I agree. Okay, so yeah, there are a couple of things he's done. I do edit myself and say that I was being a little bit overly dramatic and incorrect. Yeah, the Grindhouse movies. Those were super fun with him and Tarantino. I saw them when they released them, and they played all or both of them back to back in the theater. One of the funnest times I've ever had at a movie experience. I thought Alita was okay. Machete. I wanted to really, really like Machete because the trailers that they made for it were hilarious. I kind of felt like they went too far. I don't know. It just, some about it didn't click for me. I'm so full of my own opinions. I know. Todd, I know. I'm like a vampire awake at the wrong time of day. Machete. I was wondering if you were going to see that, Mitch. I rarely even go that far. It's kind of a super extended live stream for me if I hit 3 hours. Monty, you're waiting for Machete 3. Trejo isn't getting any younger. I wonder if he could make it. Hattie's going to be the next Dracula. Has there ever been a movie where there was a teenager that was the vampire monster? That could be an interesting thing. Like in high school. There's a script you need to write, Addie. Female Dracula, but she's a teenager in high school. Did Nickelodeon beat me to it? Well, that'd be why I wouldn't know, because I don't watch Nickelodeon, so. They did one, but it's a dude. Well, there you go. Yeah, Mitch. Todd says I was talking so much shit I wouldn't stand for it. It's all right, Addie. It can be campy. That doesn't have to be horrifying. That dude couldn't stop if he wanted. Oh, Rob, he just can't shut his pie hole. Oh, man. Shit, your pie hole made you think of get out of your phone. Get off your phone, Kansas. You want a Spawn popcorn holder? That'd be fun. Pop open the skull, the top of his brains. Eat the popcorn out of Spawn's brains. Thanks for stopping in, Addie. Todd needs to assemble. I actually rewatched the first Guardians of the Galaxy this morning. A really damn good show. Really entertaining. They kind of just get everything right. Addie, you agree? Yeah. Yeah, way more entertaining than Guardians had any right to be. I'm gonna love Supergirl because it looks like the same movie. It does just look like a knockoff James Gunn movie, which so is the new Superman. It just felt like a James Gunn. It just felt like Guardians of the Galaxy, just with Superman and none of the fun. Like I did not enjoy that last Superman movie. I didn't hate it. It was fine, but that's all it was. It was just fine. Saw it once and I'm like, nope, don't ever need to watch it again. I don't feel like I wasted my time, but I'm not going to intentionally, specifically watch it again unless I'm with somebody that wants to watch. I'm like, sure, go ahead, turn it on. Let's watch Nathan Fillion be a funny Green Lantern thing. And then Supergirl doesn't look any better, unfortunately. We'll see. Yeah, Monty, I'm all about the Christopher Reeves. I do have to say, I do like the Henry what's his Cavill, right? I didn't like the movies, but I really liked him. He really got boned on the part of Superman. He was not given good scripts. He could have been a defining Superman.
Hi, I'm Burke.
And
Insurance expert with
just kind of didn't happen.
Fiverr isn't a thing. Fiverr is a way. It's the smart way small business owners get.
But yeah, I rewatched Winter Soldier like last week. I'm like, holy shit, that's a good movie. And then Guardians of the Galaxy now, I'm like, holy shit. It just makes me remember how good all those Marvel movies were for that 10-year stretch and just how much fun and surprisingly how good each one of them was. Even the ones that were kind of bad by comparison. I'm one of those weirdos that think Thor: The Dark World is a perfectly good movie. I enjoy it. There was all kinds of interesting shit going on. They just had a terrible, uninteresting villain. And I'm all about the rest of it. Cavill made a fine Superman. Honestly, I don't think Routh was terrible. Yeah, I like Brandon Routh. I was into him. But yeah, they can't write a good Superman. Mitch thought Thor 2 was fine until he fell asleep. Yeah, that would kind of suck the fun out of it. Well, let's say a prayer for this poor soldier. I'm retiring him and replacing him with a younger, fresher model. I'm going to add him to the graveyard I've got sitting next to my table here. Poor guy gave it his all. In fact, he's got a little more to give. That tip is still a little bit too pointy. I'm going to finish it out. Bless the pens. Sheldon, you haven't watched Thor 2 or 4? 2 is worth it. 4, again, I didn't hate it, but it was like Superman, a massive missed opportunity. I think the thing that made Thor 2 work is that they were coming off the Avengers and the whole Loki situation, and the way that they kind of have to resolve the relationship between Thor and Loki was interesting. Their mom freaking dies, and the funeral scene was beautiful. And I was kind of into it. I dig Thor too. Bless the pens. You've served your time. Four was loving. Yeah, I know people don't like it. It was not great, but again, another massive missed opportunity. And I gotta say, I do not understand what everyone's excitement over Taika Waititi was. I had never heard of that son of a bitch until Thor 3. He just come out of nowhere. And everyone just suddenly was like, he's the greatest filmmaker. He's the next greatest thing. He's so incredible. And I'm like, who the fuck are you guys talking about? I had never heard of him. Now I kind of understand his career, and I've subsequently kind of seen where he's come from. But I'm like, why does everyone act like they all knew who he was before he was on these big movies? Which I know some people do. But holy shit, did I get sick of Taika Waititi's shtick really, really fast. What We Do in the Shadows was good. See, I haven't seen that. He's obviously talented. I don't doubt that at all. But Thor Ragnarok was kind of like that goofball humor that they brought. That joke works once. And they're like, let's do it again, but be even more fucking stupid. And you're like, yeah, you guys just ruined it. I seem to hear them talking about potentially doing another Thor movie. Like, it's not completely out of the realm of possibility. It would be nice if they'd put together a good script. I've heard of Flight of the Conchords. Is that a Taika thing? I didn't know that. I watched some of that. Am I drawing Rob Liefeld inspired ninjas? Actually, that is coming up. There's a page I'm working on right here where the heroes, the guy with the dick headgear, and this guy is going to be the ninja. And I've talked about him before. They call him the Norseman. So Norse, it's an acronym. It's going to be ninjas of ridiculous size everywhere, because he's going to manifest little ghost ninjas that are going to be like little teeny tiny guys and big giant super huge monster size guys. And I got that straight from a Liefeld book where his just shit drawing made it look like all these ninjas were little tiny guys or giant monsters because he's terrible. I'm like, that's funny. So I'm just ripping off what I thought I saw and putting it in my own book. So yeah, the ninja is called the Norseman because of the acronym. That's Rob's stupid comic. I've seen Slither. That one's great. Draw some soldiers with circles for helmets. That will probably come up later. You know, just round, perfectly round marble shapes. That would actually be hilarious. They should have beards coming out from under their masks. I thought about that because I don't know. I just want them to be ninjas, because when they get chopped up, they're going to just poof into, piles of smoke and goo. But it would be funny to go the whole, like, make them Norsemen and actually have like Norse Viking beards. But yeah, there's two sets of bad guys. Um, the ninja's showing up, and like I said, he can spawn into hundreds of versions of himself. And then this team of other bad guys are coming to attack the heroes too. You know, we have the characters Kill Snap, Warhor, Tumor, and Laserfag. And so they're all going to get in a big fight. They're all going to be fighting each other. It's just going to be an excuse to have giant violence everywhere. Make sure to add numerous panels of people just standing there stiff as a board every page. Strike that pose. Yeah, having a missing or changing headset every panel. I thought about doing something like that, but I don't know. There's a particular kind of balance of the stupid mockery humor. It's not supposed to be like a straight up gag. Like the guy's wearing a headset that is literally shaped like robotic dicks, and he doesn't know it until someone else points it out to him. And then he's going to get pissed off at it. But he's still going to keep wearing it. But it's not going to disappear or anything like that. But I did kind of think about that. Because let's see. Because, yeah, they jump off, they jump out of the window with the explosion behind them. Yeah, have them end up being microscopic ninjas where they can actually go into your body and start chopping up your blood cells. Holy shit, there we go. Mitch, we got to have a crossover. I'm going to have my Norseman ninjas attack the blood cells of Blood Force. How about that? There's our crossover right there. Your guys are going to just be standing around twitching as microscopic ninjas are chopping up the blood cells in their body, and they're like bleeding out their noses. These guys just write our comics for us. Nano ninjas. Oh, that's hilarious, guys. I think like a one-off book or something like that we could do, you know, get our things kind of going and rolling and have some kind of crossover and just make it the most ridiculous thing, have the most fun we could possibly imagine. But yeah, here's the first time we see the ninja. I've already established him. I can't have him have beards because I've already established him. But he is wearing white. He's a white clad ninja. Yeah, Mitch, I know we've talked about it, and I think that there's legitimately like a good time we could have. You know, you've got your kind of successful Kickstarter thing going, and I'm going to be doing mine here. And if we kind of get a little bit of a ball rolling, we could combine and do like a co thing. And then we should preemptively plan our friendship fallout, kind of like Liefeld and McFarlane, where they were besties and then they ended up hating each other and they have to like change continuity because they won't let the others reprint. They can't have Chapel have killed Spawn. So Liefeld or McFarlane reworks the origin of Spawn's death and all that shit. We should just work into our plans to be preemptively mad at each other down the road where we're pissed at each other. Yeah, we should discuss this when we do our co-stream. Yeah, for sure. Schedule our feud, right? See? I'm telling you. And then the feud will be what people talk about. Like, hey, you kind of go to Google and they recommend topics like YouTube streamers in brutal feud that has spilled over into their content on their channels. We start making like fake hit piece videos on each other. I'm pretty sure Mitch, an alien from another planet. It's the only way to explain. But then have them be backhanded compliments to each other. Generate some drama. People love that shit. See, these are $1 million ideas. Well, $1 million American. I don't know what Canadian exchange rate is, but I have to go after the Canadianness. We've tested it on the Canadians and the Germans, and we found that it's almost okay for human consumption. Have some other channels do fake news topics on it, right? Mark, what's up, my dude? Mark Domowitz, one of my favorite dudes. J. Scott dissing Liefeld in Gen 13. That's as close as comics got into a rap beef. David Paisley? P. Hazley? Very nice work. Thank you, sir. What's up, Shane Reed? Was Mitch going to be the guest interview? Wait, what? What am I missing, Mark? I don't know if anybody can tell that I'm kind of doing a vague Jim Lee ripoff on these two poses of these characters here. When Wolverine and Psylocke were jumping down, Jubilee was hanging off the back of Wolverine, but not doing that shit. No, Mark, I did have an interview that I filmed yesterday with a professional comic inker. I haven't edited together yet, so probably up tomorrow. But it wasn't going to be a live stream or anything. But I've got 2 hours of video content from Joseph Weems, Mark Silvestri's exclusive inker for like 8 years. No, me and Chuck are definitely going to get together and do a conversational interview thing. It's just kind of he's kind of got a bunch of stuff going on at home right now, and kind of finding the time to do that isn't the best right now. And our technological connection wasn't going to work for a while, but now it's all kind of settled. He just kind of he's got to wrap up some things at home, and then we're going to definitely have a Chuck conversation. Well, it's kind of been a matter of Chuck didn't have a setup that would allow me with my limited setup to work. And that's only changed here recently. And then, like I said, he's got to wrap up some things at home, and then we're gonna, like, I've wanted to. I've kind of hit him up, but it's just the timing never was quite right. But that will come. I think that'll be a great conversation. Yeah, Mark. So I just did a video that I was talking about something that Joseph Weems knew about, and he commented on it. And he's commented on my stuff before, like 1, 2, or 3 times maybe. And I just kind of grew a set of balls for once and just kind of asked him, I'm like, hey, any chance you'd be interested in having a interview conversation with me? And he said, sure. And then like 2 days later, he messaged me. Like I was going to get back to him, but I was kind of nervous. I'm like, he said, sure, but I'm just a chicken shit. But he found me and messaged me and said, hey, you wanted to chat? Let's do it. And so we kind of talked back and forth. And so I've got a 2-hour interview on my phone right here. I just have to edit it together. So tomorrow or the day after, it'll be up. Yeah, he is so good. And I tell him, I say this in the interview, it's no joke. I'm not exaggerating just because I got to talk to him. But if you could give me a list of inkers I would want to talk to, he would be at the top of my list. Like, you take every inker that's still alive in the industry that I could talk to, and I personally would choose Joseph Weems because I'm such a fan of his work. I think that his inks are perfect. It's what I would like to be able to do. And here I go, I get to talk to him. I've actually got to have an interview with him. So, yeah. Yeah, rad. Just like Mitch is saying there, just order one of these like little swing arm things to attach to a desk and do it through your phone. I got my little swing arm off Amazon for like $30. Of course, the other part is just as far as Rad wanting to draw online, you just have to kind of get over the like sort of nervousness of doing it and just do it. That was a thing for me for a long time. I'm like, I don't want to draw. Everyone's going to make fun of me. And they do, but that's okay. Yeah, Mitch is right. You say you don't think you can juggle the screen and drawing. It's like I'm drawing here and the screen is right here. So it's just right next to my eye. Like I'm drawing here and then I just look to the side and can look at the phone. Just kind of follow along a little bit. I think you'd get into the swing of it pretty quickly, just like Mitch is saying. And then you get the hanging out drawing feeling. It's kind of fun to sit here and draw and have people to talk to. Sometimes I like to draw just in silence with music and or a movie playing and just in silence, but I've kind of gotten to the point where I actively look forward to having conversations with people. I've made a lot of friends and connections, most of which are right here, you know. But yeah, I had these, you know, that I have these printed out. I was telling him because these drawings, I printed these out and had them hanging on my wall in front of me. And I said, dude, this is not like an exaggeration, but I have these sitting on my wall and all of them are inked by him. I told him like, this is my single favorite drawing of Witchblade ever. It's absolutely like perfect. I love this drawing more than anything. And then I was just showing him like this X-Men one that he inked. And then this darkness cover. And I was just like, yeah, like I just happen to, I've had these mounted on my wall for at least a year. And so I'm not joking. I'm not faking the funk, so to speak. When I say I love his inks, it's all about Silvestri, but it's specifically the inks from Weems. YouTube does have kind of weird restrictions on what you can do, when you can do it, how many subscribers, but only through a phone. Why does a computer make a difference? I don't know. We are at the mercy of YouTube overlords. Mark, you're a brilliant artist, dude, and I would love to see more of your stuff. So I would encourage you to follow your streaming dreams. Yeah, I get work is all a thing. Yeah. YouTube overlords are fickle masters. Mitch. Yeah, Mitch, you can almost set your clock to your schedule. It's like, I know he's going to be on Wednesdays. I know he's going to be on Sundays. I just tend to like turn it on whenever the hell I want. And that might hurt me because some people are like, dude, I didn't even know you were going to be on. I'm like, I know. I don't. It's always after work, usually in the evenings, because I get off work and I come home and I just have to like decompress. I'm not usually in the mood to just go straight to drawing after I get home. Well, Mark, one of these days you could join me on a live stream. You know, if that tickled your pickle, so to speak. He's like, well, it did until you worded it that way. Now I absolutely am not interested. Yeah, Sheldon, we'll do a mega stream. Tim, your job has wiped your willingness to do almost everything. Yeah, I get that. It's like I'm just getting through my day at work so I can get home and do shit that I want to do. Sometimes I do what I want to do. The rest of the time, I do what I have to do. Mark, I started out on a schedule. I just remember I just started just doing it kind of, but it was still kind of in the evenings. There was a time when I was doing it literally every day. I was really in a zone and motivated. So I was really going. Mark, how could you forget Jessica's name? You know what? Her and I were supposed to do a live today. We were going to do one yesterday, but I had that interview scheduled, so I couldn't do that one. And so we were going to do it today, but she messaged me and said she's got like a really bad ear and like a throat and ear infection. She feels awful. So we're going to try for Tuesday, me and Jessica. I'm going to tell her that Mark forgot her name, and she's going to be very, very sad. You're like, what's her name? Damn it. I know it. You know what's crazy, Mark? So me and Chuck and Ginger were supposed to do a live stream today too, but Ginger's internet's gone out, and so Chuck's over there. I didn't even know this. He's over there live streaming right now by himself, and I started mine before knowing that he'd even started too. But yeah, we were all, me and Chuck and Ginger, we're going to be live streaming right now, and then I was going to do another one later with Jessica because it's my day off. I can do 2 live streams in one day. But Ginger's internet just died on him, and he's like, son of a bitch, I can't get it to work. So we had it all scheduled. But yeah, he's got that StreamYard set up where you can have multiple people at multiple times. Yeah, check you later, Mont. Yeah, we were definitely going to be doing that. But then, you know, the universe said, no, your internet doesn't work. You suck. We're like, oh, okay. So maybe next weekend, me, Chuck, and Ginger. But yeah, Tuesday should be me and Jess. We should be able to get together. I mean, that's the plan. Unless the universe implodes on itself or, you know, she gets sick again. Yeah, Mark, it was fun when me and Jess could kind of get together on a more permanent basis. You know, just life changed for her. You know, she's got 4 kids. They moved out of state. It was a fun little stretch that I miss significantly myself. So that's why it's kind of fun whenever we get a chance to get together and do more of it. Yeah, Mark, when we all kind of like did the same kind of thing. It was, yeah, it's kind of weird when just a thing just kind of organically happens and it goes for a stretch. And it just kind of feels like, oh, this is just kind of how things are. And then suddenly it's over. What's up, Genuine Comics? My boys, especially my youngest one, if you remember, Mark, when he had some kind of like monster idea, and so a bunch of you guys drew it. He still to this day talks about how he loves it when my fans, he's like, Dad, your fans on your YouTube channel, you remember that time when they drew my monster? That was the greatest. I'm like, I know, right? That was super fun. Yeah, the monster thing. Yep. And just the simple fact that it made my little boys happy. I'm just like, you know what? One of the greatest times. I've got my little boy's drawings up on my wall over here. Let me grab this thing. My son drew this. He says, to Dad from Andrew. And it's the sun and it's the earth, and they're giving each other a high five. But my son was really into Red Dead Redemption at the time and cowboys. And so the planet Earth, he put a little cowboy hat on top of him and a little holster with a gun. He's like, Dad, you're the you're the sun and I'm planet Earth and we're high-fiving each other. I'm like, that's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. So, yeah. I just love that the sun and the earth are high-fiving each other. So I'm like, yep, I got that saved here. Sun touched the earth. Sun touched the earth. Everyone's dead. You think the guy in panel 1 could overlap? So you're saying, like, if I had his head continue up, now I got to draw his skull right without effing it up. Maybe. Is that what you mean? We all knew that's how it was going to go down. He's a shiny metallic guy, so. Earth with its gun holster and hat won't stand that from the sun. Oh, God. Yeah, Mello, what's up, dude? Live stream bopping here. Uh, yeah, Mitch, it's the most 90s thing, like overlapping panels. Yeah, it doesn't like strike me in the moment ever the way that some artists seem to always do it. Because I'm like, I'm keeping it within the panels. It never hits me, but it's yeah, you're right. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, you were here before. You've been with me that long before I even hit 1,000. You know, I just had a Facebook reminder from 2 years ago. I was at 2,400, I think. And here I am 2 years later at 8,000. I'm at like 8,011 or 14 or something like that. But yeah, man, thanks for sticking around for so long. If we're calling out overlaps, can I suggest making the ladies' boobs bigger to overlap panel 3? Okay, sure. They'll be sure. We'll do this. How about this? I mean, why not? Well, thanks, guys. It's I don't get it, but it's fun. It's crazy. Sheldon, sensational. But yeah, appreciate it, guys. Just gonna ride this wave as long as I can. It sucks that I'm like, oh, in my ancient age, I finally get some success at a thing. I'm like, I'm less than a year away from 50. I'm like, am I already irrelevant? Am I now an old guy who just doesn't know what is actually interesting and worthwhile pop culturally and comic book wise? I know I'm just drifting and living in memories of shit that I loved when I was a kid and just reproducing that kind of stuff. But I'm like, you know what? There's an audience for it. There's a whole group of 40 to 50-year-old men who love the shit that I loved, and we're just making comics based on that. And so there's an audience built in, so I'm just going to go with it. Mitch, you embraced that shit a decade ago? Just being completely out of the loop. Yeah, shaking your fists at the clouds. But you know what? I don't think any of the current shit is as a fraction as interesting as the old stuff. The stuff that I read as a kid, and then the stuff that was like old when I was even young is still better than most current stuff, it feels like. I don't know what's happened. I don't know what's the drastic cultural shift has been. If it's the dumbing down of youth, or just comics aren't what kids are interested in anymore. They're interested in video games and TikTok and stuff. Never apologize for growing up in the 70s and 80s. Exactly. That's me. Yeah, genuine comics. We remember when comics brought readers in. Back in my day when video games were cool and comics were cool and there was no social media. 80s just had to sell violence to 8-year-olds. That was easy. Yeah, you know what, Rad says, I found myself like somebody said yeah, Rad, you haven't watched TV since 2009. There's very little new television that I watch. And I was like, what do I watch that entertains me the most? And honestly, it's just YouTube. I watch a bunch of YouTube channels. Informative stuff, reviews on things, critiques of things, movie reviewers watching content for the first time. I'm like, I watch YouTube. It's ridiculous. Now I've thrown my hat into the YouTube ring. Yeah, Sheldon's right. Kids are reading manga. You grew up watching the History Channel, Discovery in the 80s. Your professor says that's what smart people watch. Not a bad place to start. I grew up watching Transformers and Thundercats and Star Trek. Okay. I know this is going to sound like I'm wussing out at only 84 minutes, but to be fair, I had been sitting here drawing for an hour watching Mitch's stuff before I got going. I can't sit in this chair anymore. My ass is killing me. So I'm going to call it a night for the moment. I've got to download and edit that video for the inking thing and for my next video. I got to make content for tomorrow. I got to do some shit. Mitch, oh hey, you're like, who's, excuse me, right? I knew you were gonna say that, and I earned it. I earned it. Mauricio, sorry, dude, you're catching me on my way out. Oh, I earn every bit of berating. Forget the schedule. The feud starts now. Me and Mitch officially hate each other. Fuck Team Blood Force. Fuck Rob Norton's channel. We hate each other. Oh, dude. My ass could take another hour of this, maybe. All right, guys. Thanks as always. I appreciate it. I'll see you around the rest of the week. No doubts. Okay, guys. Thanks.